Walmart workers see everything when people shop. After working there for years, they've seen both clever buys and expensive mistakes that many shoppers don't even realize they're making. Some things might look like amazing deals, but the employees say they're actually some of the worst ways to spend your hard-earned money. They've spoken up to warn us. This video will tell you about 12 home items at Walmart that employees say you should never buy, no matter how cheap they seem. Some of these will really surprise you, especially the first one, which silently takes your money even when you think you're being smart. You've probably bought it before, so stick with me until the end because just avoiding one of these bad buys could save you hundreds of dollars and a lot of headaches in 2025. Also, hit the like button and subscribe. This is your place for smarter saving, wiser shopping, and avoiding tricks big stores use. Let's start with number 12, extended warranties for home goods. This is the item Walmart employees warn about as at the checkout. They're sold as peace of mind, a small extra fee that protects you if something goes wrong. But insiders say the reality is much less comforting. Most of these warranties come with limited coverage, hidden things they won't cover, and a frustrating process to make a claim, which makes many shoppers regret buying them even before they need to use them. One employee said it plainly, "It sounds great at checkout, but claiming it is a nightmare." And that's the catch. By the time something actually breaks, customers find out the problem isn't covered, or the process to get help is so difficult and confusing that they just give up. Most of these warranties are handled by other companies, meaning you're not dealing with Walmart anymore. Instead, you're facing long wait times, denied claims, and small print you didn't know existed. It's a classic case of paying for protection that never actually shows up. Unless you're buying a really expensive electronic or appliance, something truly costly and complicated to fix, Walmart employees say you're much better off saving that extra money. You could use it to buy a better quality product from the start, or just save it for a future replacement if you need one. In most cases, extended warranties on cheaper home goods are just a false sense of security that leads to buyer's remorse. Next up, number 11 are generic rugs and floor mats. They might look soft, stylish, and like a smart cheap choice, but Walmart employees say these are some of the most misleading home items you can buy. Over and over, they see shoppers return rugs that just didn't hold up. The problems? Sliding across the floor, unraveling at the edges, shedding fibers like crazy, and all within just a few uses. What seemed comfortable quickly turns into a mess. One of the most common complaints employees hear is about safety. Once these rugs start slipping, they become a serious tripping hazard, especially for homes with kids, older people, or pets. And if you try to clean them, many won't survive a vacuuming or even one wash. The backing starts to peel, the padding gets flat, and suddenly that deal becomes another item for the trash. It's not just wasted money, it's a daily risk right under your feet. That's why Walmart employees recommend choosing low-pile, non-slip rugs from trusted brands that are designed for real-life use, not just looking good in the store. Look for strong backing, durable stitching, and materials you can wash. A rug should make your space feel cozier and safer, not cause frustration or accidents. In the long run, the right floor mat protects your home, your feet, and your wallet. 10. Wall clocks and cheap home decor. At first glance, Walmart's wall clocks and low-cost decorations look surprisingly cool, with trendy colors, modern designs, and super low prices. It's easy to throw one in your cart thinking you're making your space look better for less, but Walmart employees warn that what looks good on the shelf often doesn't last once it's on your wall. These items are mass-produced with cheap materials, and it quickly shows. Employees report that people often return clocks that stop working within weeks, frames that bend or crack from just light handling, and decorative items where the paint starts peeling long before the season changes. Some customers even complain that the clock hands fall off inside the frame, making them totally useless quickly. The real frustration comes when that cheap decor forces you to buy and replace it again and again, turning a simple upgrade into a constant cost. That's why employees recommend investing in higher quality decor from well-known brands. Even if it costs a bit more initially, you want items that not only look good right out of the box but also last through time, use, and everyday wear. When decorating your home, how long something lasts is just as important as how it looks. Nobody wants to hang something up only to throw it away a month later. 9. Laundry baskets and hampers. On the surface, Walmart's cheap laundry baskets seem like an obvious choice. They're light, inexpensive, and come in different colors and sizes. But Walmart employees say they're also one of the biggest letdowns in the home section. These cheap models are famous for cracking under pressure, handles snapping off, and bending out of shape after just a few uses. And we're not even talking about overloaded baskets. Even light loads can make them break. One employee mentioned how often they see customers returning with broken pieces in their hands, saying, "I carried one load and the whole thing just gave out." The plastic used in these bins is usually thin and brittle. It might look fine in the store, but once you use it in real life on carpet, wood floors, or stairs, it just doesn't hold up. The result? You end up doing the laundry walk of shame, carrying clothes in your arms because the basket broke. It's annoying, inconvenient, and completely avoidable. That's why employees strongly recommend spending just a little more on laundry hampers made of reinforced reinforced plastic or fabric with strong handles and flexible frames. These are built to last through real household use. Going upstairs, carrying heavy jeans or wet towels, everything. When a laundry basket breaks, you're not just buying a new one. You're also dealing with wasted time, another trip to the store, and an annoying problem you didn't need. Durability eventually pays off by giving you peace of mind. Next up, 8 small kitchen appliances. Walk through Walmart's appliance aisle, and you'll see shelves full of small toasters, cheap blenders, sandwich makers, and other kitchen gadgets, many under $25. It seems like a great way to get your kitchen set up on a budget, but Walmart employees say what you save up front often costs you more later on. These appliances are some of the most returned items in the store, with shoppers consistently unhappy because of poor performance and short lives. One employee put it plainly, it stopped working after 2 uses. And that complaint, it's not rare, it's the norm, especially with mainstays models. Customers report motors burning out, buttons sticking, or blades struggling to blend even soft fruit. Instead of making your mornings easier, these gadgets turn breakfast into a fight, and nobody has time to argue with a blender at 7 a.m. When the machine you just bought can't even handle a smoothie or toast without breaking, the deal quickly feels like a waste. That's why employees recommend investing your money in appliances from reliable brands like Ninja, Hamilton Beach, or Cuisinart. These are built for everyday use, have stronger motors, and last much longer than just a couple of mornings. A good quality appliance might cost a little more, but buying once and buying right is better than replacing a cheap one every month. Your kitchen deserves tools that actually work. 7. Walmart's own brand light bulbs. At first glance, they seem like a great deal. Bright packaging, big promises, and a low price. They feel like an easy win until you actually screw them in. Employees say these cheap bulbs are among the most returned items in the lighting section. They might work fine on day 1, but by week 2, customers start seeing problems. Flickering, uneven brightness, or them just burning out completely out of nowhere. One employee plainly said they're supposed to last years, but people come back after a few weeks holding dead bulbs like it's deja vu. It's not just about replacing them. These unreliable bulbs try your patience, waste your time, and make rooms feel dim or uneven. Even worse, for lights in hard-to-reach spots like high ceilings or stairwells, you'll find yourself getting out ladders way more often than you should. That's why employees consistently suggest choosing trusted lighting brands like GE, Philips, or Sylvania. These are made to last a long time, save energy, and give you steady color and brightness. Sure, they might cost a bit more at first, but when one good bulb outlasts 5 cheap ones, it's not just better lighting, it's smarter spending. Don't let your home feel like a flickering reminder of a bad buy. 6 shower curtain liners. Walmart employees say these super thin liners might look harmless on the shelf, but they're one of the biggest bathroom regrets customers complain about. The material is often so flimsy and cheap that it tears easily from just a normal pull, or even worse, sticks to your legs while you're trying to shower. But the real problem is more than just annoying. These liners trap moisture almost instantly, becoming a breeding ground for mold and mildew within days. One shopper perfectly summed it up to an employee. It looked clean until it wasn't, and that's the trick, because by the time you notice a musty smell or dark spots appearing, it's already too late. You're stuck scrubbing stains or throwing it away completely, leading to endless waste and replacements that could have been avoided. Even worse, if the liner touches your skin daily, you're literally rubbing against that moldy buildup every time you shower. That's why employees strongly suggest spending just a few more dollars on a mildew-resistant, thicker liner, ideally one with weights at the bottom and good airflow. It might not seem like a huge upgrade, but the difference in cleanliness, how long it lasts, and even how your bathroom feels is enormous. Skip the mold magnet and pick something that won't give you bad smells, stains, or daily frustration. 5 air mattresses. Walmart employees say very few items get more complaints than these. Over and over, they hear the same thing. It deflated before I even woke up. What seems like an easy, cheap sleeping solution quickly turns into a backache and a ruined night, especially when you need it for guests, travel, or emergencies. These mattresses might look thick and supportive when blown up in the store, but they often start leaking air after just a few hours of use. The biggest problems are poor quality seams, cheap valves, and thin material that can't hold air overnight. Employees report that many customers return them just days after buying, holding a mattress that looks fine until someone lies on it. Even worse, the patch kits they come with rarely work well. They might help for a few hours, but they're useless against repeated leaks or holes caused by just moving around or rubbing on the floor. By the second night, you're usually back on the hard floor. That's why employees recommend not buying the no-name air mattress brands. Instead, choose models from companies like Sound Sleep or Coleman, which are known for stronger seams, reliably holding air, and comfort that actually lasts through the night. Spending a few extra dollars at the start can mean the difference between getting good sleep and waking up on the floor. When it comes to rest, especially for guests or your own backup plan, don't gamble on disappointment. Let's talk about number 4, mainstays furniture. Walmart employees don't hold back. Even though it's it's one of the cheapest furniture in the store, they say it's also one of the quickest to break down. The materials are usually cheap particle board, the screws are weak, and while it's designed to be simple, it's not made for everyday use. These pieces might look okay in the box, but once you put them together, they often wobble, shift, and start looking worn out within weeks. As one worker joked, it shakes more than your coffee hands on a Monday. That joke comes from what they've seen. Employees often hear people complain about bookcases leaning after just a few books, desks shaking when you type, or nightstands chipping just from being moved. And if you ever need to take one apart and move it, they rarely survive being put back together a second time without getting damaged or falling apart. What seems like a good deal in the store turns into a constant headache at home. That's why employees suggest not taking the mainstays shortcut. Instead, invest in furniture made of solid wood with metal frames or modular pieces from higher-rated brands. Even within Walmart, there are better choices. It might cost more at first, but it will last longer, be sturdier, and save you from buying the same desk 3 times. For furniture, buying cheap often means paying twice. Don't let a wobbly shelf be a reminder of a bad purchase. 3. Plastic storage bins. Walmart employees say these clear plastic bins are one of the main things people return, and for good reason. They might look like a smart way to organize your stuff, but the truth hits as soon as you actually use them. The plastic is thin and breaks easily, the lids often don't fit right, and the handles? They can snap off the moment you try to lift a full bin. What starts as a plan for a neat space quickly becomes a mess of broken lids and spilled items. One employee noted that shoppers come back annoyed, saying the bins couldn't even hold light things like books, clothes, or holiday decorations. If you try to stack them, the bottom ones bend, lids pop open, and suddenly your organized area looks like a disaster. It's a classic example of thinking you're saving money, but actually spending more over time just to keep replacing broken ones. That's why employees really recommend choosing stronger storage bins from trustworthy brands like Sterilite or Rubbermaid. These bins are made to hold a lot of weight, stack safely, and actually last when you move them from, say, the garage to the attic without breaking in your hands. When you need to protect your stuff, it's better to spend on something truly strong than to keep buying broken plastic every few months. 2. Walmart's own brand bath towels. When you first touch them, they seem super soft and like a great deal for updating your bathroom cheaply. But Walmart employees say that softness is just a trick that doesn't last. After you wash them a few times, everything changes. What felt thick and fluffy in the store quickly becomes thin, rough, and barely soaks up water, making you wonder how they ever felt good. One employee straight up said they turn from cozy to cardboard after laundry day. They weren't kidding. These towels shed tiny bits in the wash, quickly lose their feel, and start to feel like sandpaper on your skin. Some people even complain that they leave lint behind after drying off or get stiff and wrinkled, no matter how carefully you wash them. It's the kind of purchase that seems fine when you buy it, but shows its real poor quality the moment it gets wet. That's why employees suggest not getting the cheapest ones. Instead of the cheapest towels, look for mid-range cotton or Turkish cotton towels. Believe it or not, Walmart does have better quality options. You just need to know where to find them. Spending a little more for higher thread count, strong cotton towels means they'll stay soft, absorbent, and actually last for more than just a few washes. In the long run, you'll save money, closet space, and avoid the daily frustration of a scratchy towel. Finally, 1. Cheap shower heads. Walmart employees warn about more than any other item on the list. It's easy to see why. They might look cool and like a good deal at first, but they almost always let you down once you put them in. These shower heads are often made from thin plastic parts that bend when they get hot, have badly sealed connections, and nozzles that don't give you enough water pressure to even rinse shampoo out of your hair. Shoppers get annoyed because they thought they were saving money but ended up back at the store a few weeks later. One employee shared a common complaint. Installed today and leaking all over by tomorrow. That's exactly what happens. These shower heads usually don't last with daily use. The inside seals often break, the plastic cracks, and instead of a nice shower, you get a tiny drip and puddles around your tub. Some customers also complain about uneven water sprays or weird noises because the water pressure isn't controlled well. What seemed like a simple improvement quickly becomes a daily problem. That's why Walmart employees suggest not buying the super cheap options. Instead of cheap shower heads, go for a high-pressure or metal model from a well-known brand like Moen or Delta. These might cost a bit more at first, but they give you a stronger, steady water flow, are made to handle heat and water over time, and most importantly, you won't regret buying them. A good shower can make your whole day better, so don't let a cheap mistake mess it up. So, there are the 12 Walmart home items that employees say aren't worth your hard-earned money. Some might seem like great deals at first, but now you know the truth from the people who see what really happens after you buy them. Just to be clear, I actually like Walmart. This list isn't meant to criticize the store. It's here to share helpful advice based on what employees see every day. Some products simply work better for certain shoppers than others, and this video is meant to help you avoid common buying mistakes. Which one surprised you the most? Or maybe you've bought one and regretted it. Share your experience in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video helped you shop a bit smarter, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-world tips to help you save more and waste less. Want more insider tips? Don't miss the next video. It's full of surprises you'll want to know about. See you there.